Congressional Black Caucus, folks, yesterday passed a vote of no confidence in Democratic National Committee Chairman Tom Perez. Now, it all centers around a number of issues, but the main issue was that Perez allowed the Democrats to get rid of superdelegates, which members of the CBC were. They were not happy about that. So basically what now happens is, in order to be a CBC, in order to be a delegate, a superdelegate, that means members are not going to have to run against their own constituents. Cedric Richmond, who was the chair from New Orleans, he says that's grossly unfair. Now, give y'all some background, and I'm going to go to our panel real quick before we close this out. Here's the deal. Senator Bernie Sanders was blasting superdelegates, but he felt it was unfair. But here's what most of y'all don't realize.
He's not a Democrat.
Yes, one, he's not a Democrat. He's not a Democrat. But here's the piece.
That's right.
Here's the piece.
Yeah.
The superdelegate list was expanded after 1988 because of Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. Reverend Jackson, after he came in second to Michael Dukakis, a lot of y'all don't know.
Come on, bro.
Okay. Reverend went essentially on a presidential bus tour going down to Atlanta. The Dukakis campaign was mad as hell because they felt he was getting too much attention. Reverend said, deal with it. Reverend Jackson had Ron Brown installed as chair of the Democratic National Committee.
That's right.
It was Reverend Jackson, Ron Brown, Dr. Ron Walters, and Harold Ickes, who first of all changed the DNC rules to get rid of winner take all to proportional delegation. The reason y'all love Obama and he became president is because of proportional delegation. If that doesn't get changed, he loses. Why? Because Hillary won Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, and Nevada. She won the large states. Old rules, Obama's toast, Hillary is the nominee. But the superdelegates, Reverend Jackson, had that change where black political folks got more power in the party, and not just black CBC members. It was black mayors. It was black county commissioners.
That's right.
And that's why the CBC members were angry when they changed the rules, because they said, how dare you usurp black authority to make Bernie Sanders happy, to Derek's point, when he wasn't even a Democrat. What do y'all make of the vote of no confidence of Tom Perez?
Well, Tom
That's
Perez.
damning. First of all, that's very damning, because the black community is your base, and you have to take care of them, and Tom Perez did not.
If you take them for granted, you don't have to take care of them.
So when
we get taken for granted, and we got nowhere else to go.
When it comes to contracts, when it comes to staffing at the senior level, I just came off of Capitol Hill working for Senator James Langford. I was the only black communications director in the entire Senate. The entire Senate.
On either side.
On either side for the 3 years that I was there. And so I think this is just yet another example of the DNC and the Democratic Party taking for granted black voters and black operatives in the party as well. So, but I do think it's very interesting. You do have a generational difference even within the black community. You have young black activists who got involved in politics because of Bernie Sanders, and they were railing against these superdelegates as well.
Yeah.
You tighten it up.
Greg, Scott, Derek,
I remember '88 because I was in law school and we worked on that Jackson campaign. You talk about voter education. Jesse Lewis Jackson knew how to talk to people, and he flipped a lot of young people in '84 and '88. And I remember how angry we were because we were going to Atlanta for a cold-blooded fight. We thought Jesse was getting ready to do this thing. When they called that press conference and he said, I released my delegates to do caucus, we had to understand Jesse was playing the long game. This right now, we're in a similar moment. This party's going to have to decide what it's going to do. What Jesse Jackson did in '88 made Barack Obama possible. He should get on his knees and thank Jesse all the time. But my point is this. If they're smart now, Tom Perez is the past, man. This thing is about to have a sea change. This is the moment when they're going to shape what this party's going to look.
In all fairness,
Scott,
Perez has his hands full, and from the moment he was elected, had his hands full.
Well, remember, he didn't even want to run for it.
Exactly.
Obama made him run to make sure Keith Ellison didn't win.
And you got this far left wing of the Democratic Party called Bernie Sanderites, who are driving at least half of the agenda, and he's not a Democrat. He shouldn't be on the Democratic ticket next time, but they've got to deal with this progressive left. And I know you hate that term, but that far, far left, they are trying to dominate.
I don't hate the term. I know what the hell it means.
At the end of the day, when the caucus needs to come together, they can demonstrate that they can come together when they operate in the African American interest. But this is a game of chess. This goes back to the speaker race.
That's right.
You know, we're looking at one thing, and the real negotiating that's taking place is about something completely different. So we need to make sure that at the end of the day, if we're represented by members of the CBC, that they're playing chess, not checkers, and not being used as other people's pawns.
Gotcha. Exactly. And also, Scott, when you get your own damn show, you can wear a sweater if you want to.
I'm going to get my show one
don't
day.
but you ain't got your own.
It's going to help me.
That's why you wear that tie as a panelist.
And that's why
all right, y'all. Let me give you an update on story we've been covering. No. Don't hate. Don't let me have to hit you with the
Come on.
here we go. Don't start. Because your knees don't work. Your knees don't work. Hold up. Guess what? You go get your cane. We gonna practice our count every time you drop. 1, 2. All right. Hey fam, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications.